We live, baby.
We live. We got a good show for you. A dang good show.
You gonna catch me while I'm drinking water?
I was about to say, literally, he was supposed to say it.
Where's JR at?
He was supposed to say it.
Nah, man. Hey, man, we back in the building, man. What's happening, y'all?
We back.
In the interwebs out there in podcast land.
Hola.
It is your boy, your brother, like no other, Don, the Baptist, 1/3 of the Watch Me Develop podcast, welcoming you back to a new episode. Hey, man, it is fall.
Y'all.
We ain't falling back, you know what I'm saying? We moving forward, we pressing forward. We gonna finish this year strong.
Yep.
So we here with a new episode with y'all, man. We got a really good episode for you guys tonight. I'm excited about it. Actually, all of us are excited about it. But yeah, once again, man, D-Blap, Don the Baptist, the Joke, the Jack of all trades,
Oh, yeah, brother.
Mr. AKA West Coast Dad is in the building here tonight on the WMD podcast. To the right of me, my brother like no other from another mother, AKA brother cousin, John Butcher Jr.
What's happening, baby? Back and cold free.
Yeah. And then to the left of me, fresh to death, none other than the inventor of Susoon, California, 94585, Mr. Ergo Dog himself, Mr. Innovator, Stephen Joshua Bonds.
What's up, family? I'm excited. I know we all excited. I'm excited for the show that we got today.
Yeah,
we about to
absolutely.
unpack some stuff. Yeah, this has been a long one in the making. Let me stop though. Let's get to the man.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't guessed, you can tell from our setup. This is usually a setup that we have when we have a special guest on
Guest
the
table.
podcast, man. For those of you guys that are out there just listening via audio, we have a special guest here in the studio with us. None other than, you've heard us mention this young man on several episodes. We always reference to him, but me, I have a special connection to him because he's my seed. It's my son, Big Co, aka
Big
Jericho Kadesh Johnson.
Hey, you gotta do one of those, like this is an official visit or something. Point at the camera, doing your poses and all that.
Yeah, no, we got Big Co in the building with us today, man. Mr. D1 prospect himself, Mr. D-line, Mr. Lineman of the Year, Mr. All-League Male Conference. Yeah, he's here with us, man.
The 4-star, almost
Four-star general in the recruit game for the D1 schools, man. So he's here with us tonight, and it's a pleasure to have you here, Big Co. How you doing, man?
Thank you for having me on the show. I feel like professional. This is cool. I like this. I always definitely wanted to do something. I know Josh and I have kind of talked about this a lot, and me and Dad, but this is dope. I like this. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for what we got going on today. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Once again, we got a Big Co under the bright lights. You're gonna have to get familiar with this, man. For
Oh
real.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I guess you guys got any warm ups, or we want to jump right in?
How you doing, man? Season's over. How you feeling?
Man, definitely had high hopes for the season. Definitely thought we were gonna make the playoffs, but things happen.
Let's back up real quick. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what grade you're in, your age, what position you play, what school you're going to, all that.
There you go.
First and foremost, Jericho Johnson. I go to Armio High School, Fairfield, Susoon. I play for the Armio Royals. Shout out Royals.
Me.
I play. I just do the claws.
We do our own sound effects around here.
I'm a junior. Play on the varsity team there.
Class of 2024?
Class of 2024.
Okay.
Class of 2024. Other questions? Oh, schools. Okay, so I'm currently sitting at 9 Division I offers, almost 10, hopefully.
Man.
Hey, 10's a big number.
Wait, so say that again. You got how many Division I offers right now?
9 Division I offers.
9 Division I offers, man.
Yeah. Got a couple on my back, USC, UCLA, a couple other schools looking at me right now, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, that's what I'm sitting at right now. Definitely have a long time to decide, but time's ticking. I've been thinking a lot about it, so just got to make my decision wisely, choose wisely, look more into the teams, the schools. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very exciting time, right?
Very exciting. Very
Good,
exciting.
man. Good.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4". Okay. I'm 6'4" with hair, but I'm actually 6'3", 300 pounds.
Solid.
Solid build. Move fast. Hey, watch out for BQBs. Watch out for
Facts.
BQBs. Yeah. Yeah.
Funny. So has this always been, this has always been a dream of yours, right? You've always wanted to play football, right?
Yeah. Never. It's crazy because I still think about it to this day. I remember being in middle school and just like thinking like, oh, I'm gonna go to Army. Everyone's like, you wanna go to Army? Like, you're pretty good. I wouldn't go to Army because Army is not that good or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna change Army. Like, I'm not even thinking about the Division I offers or being like a 4-star or none of that. I'm just thinking of just playing hard and just playing at Army and doing the best I can to contribute to the team. And I never in a million years would have thought like what's happening right now in the situation we're in. But so I just think it's crazy. It's definitely something I've always wanted to do. The big goal, the big dreams to make it to the league one day. So, yeah.
I remember there was a video, Don, that I felt like you showed us. And what was it? It was for like Father's Day?
Yeah. Father's Day.
Father's Day. You remember that video that you did when you were a young kid?
Yeah.
So, like, from that, do you remember back then how young you were and why? Like, where did this desire come from to know at that age?
I do. It's actually come up in a conversation not too long ago. I was talking with one of my coaches, I think, and I remember they're like, "What got you to play football in the first place, or whatever?" But I can remember, I think it was sometime in January around my birthday or something. The Ravens were playing the Titans, and I remember seeing Ray Lewis, and then asking my dad, like, "Who is Ray Lewis?" Because I would hear his name a lot. Must have been going off that game or something. I just remember, who is Ray Lewis? My dad told me a little bit of his background or whatnot. And ever since then, I just fell in love with Ray Lewis. I loved Ray Lewis, and then I just wanted to play football. I'm like, I feel like I'm a good, athletic kid, got a good build. I'm pretty big for my age, so let me play football. Yeah. And at the time, I was too young. I was too young to play football.
How old were you at that time?
I think I was like 4, 5. I wanted to play football. I was ready to hit people, like kids bigger than me, And the first team I actually started on was the Titans. I played like 1 year with them. Sassoon Titans it was. And then after that, I moved with the Solana Warriors, and then that's when everything started popping off. I played running back, lineman, linebacker. I was just big. They had me anywhere. I was just a run stopper. I was just everything. Yeah. So, yeah.
Man, I feel like it's very unique to be that young and to know what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like 4 or 5. And then to go on and see you walking in it. I'm curious because this is a very unique table that we got here. We got your cousin.
Facts, yeah.
You got your dad right here. Do y'all feel like y'all saw this in Jericho from a young age? If so, at what age and what moment was it for you?
I feel like early on, seeing him play for the Warriors, I think when he really kind of started to kind of get his rhythm and kind of, kids, when they first start playing, start to try to figure out their body and figure out how to move and everything. And it seemed like it kind of came natural to him. To kind of parallel that with him going into high school, with him immediately playing varsity, it was, at first my thought was like, okay, how is he going to adjust to the speed? Like, it's kind of a immediate adjustment, and it was like he belonged there. And so he seems like a type of kid that learns fast and studies well, and so he's just a natural.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny, man. So, Jericho's a twin, and they were preemies. And so what's really interesting about Jericho is the fact that they were preemies because, for my wife, it was a really high-risk pregnancy, and Jericho's sister, Wisdom, she wasn't doing well on the inside. Mm-hmm. And she was like significantly smaller than him, always like tracking anywhere between like 2 to 3 weeks behind him. Mm. And so they were like, as it's getting closer to the end, she might not make it. So we're going to have to go ahead and just call this. And basically they were like, once she's out, she'll do fine and everything. And sure enough, like they were born, I want to say like close to 26 weeks, 27 weeks, something like that. So they spent like a little over a month in the NICU, you know what I'm saying, out in Kaiser and Oakland, and we were going back and forth up and down the road, or at least I was up and down the road to go see them. So what's funny about Jericho is that while they were born preemies, my daughter, she could fit in the palm of my hand because she was only like 2 pounds when she came out.
Wow.
He comes out, and he only weighed like 6 pounds, but this dude was the size of a regular baby. Yeah. Like he was the size of a regular baby even that early.
Wow.
And so usually it's like the last several weeks is when babies start putting on all their size and all their weight and stuff like that. So I can only imagine like what he would have looked like had he been in the whole time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fully cooked.
But yeah. But the thing about it is that when I really noticed with him that like this is he really gonna be something as far as this is concerned was back when he was like 4, he was watching, just like he said, somehow we were watching the game, he was hearing about Ray Lewis or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, man, it just piqued his interest into the game. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know what it was that clicked in him that made him believe that, okay, well, athletes work out. So like as a kid, at that same time period, though he wasn't able to go and play sports at that time, he's tucking his feet underneath the couch during commercial breaks on cartoons, and he's doing sit-ups, and then he's doing push-ups. Yeah. Like, I mean, just on his own. Like nobody's making. I didn't write out a workout plan for him. Yeah. Didn't do none of that. He's doing this on his own. Mm-hmm. Like literally doing sets during commercial breaks while he's watching cartoons. And then fast forward to when he is old enough and he's playing Pop Warner, you got families who, everybody loves watching their kids, learn how to play sports and stuff. So they're bringing camcorders out there to watch and record their kids. And so we had families who would record the games and they'd like shoot us like a DVD, just so we could have as a memory for, our kids out there playing. This dude is literally watching like the video like it's film. As a kid though, like he's literally like just engaged in watching it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Most kids don't care. They like they're whatever. They ain't gonna sit there and watch, but he's like watching it and paying attention, and so it's just crazy, man. So
Jericho, bro. Who else in your family because all right, so you were exposed from the television. You saw Ray Lewis on TV. You wanted to be like Ray, right? But was there anyone else in your family? Were there any other friends? Like what else made you really inspired past the television?
I would hear like my cousins playing like sports and stuff and all that, and it kind of interests me, JR playing football, Jawan football, Micah, like just our family being athletic, basketball, whatever sport it was. So I was kind of like, maybe our family is like just sports players and we could just, but I don't really think, I think I would always just look at the next, like what's next, like even now, I don't watch college like highlights like that. Like I watch football, like NFL, like Aaron Donald highlights. I'm not going to look up a specific player in college and kind of copy their moves. I'm always looking at like the best, the top, so I can kind of translate it to me now. So back then I wasn't really like looking at anybody like that. I was just kind of doing me, really, to be honest.
Dang, bro.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Aaron Donald, but who are some of the NFL players that you aspire to be, not just on the field, but maybe off the field? Because in today's day and age, we get to see the full picture of who people are, like not just the athlete, but their character off the field. Like, who do you aspire to be?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. Recently, I've been like a bunch of media. Like media has just been going crazy recently with like football players and just athletes just going wild. And I'd always be like, I want to be like Aaron Donald, or I want to be like Ndamukong Suh, or I want to be like the best, player at the next level. And I got a friend, JoJo, and shout out to JoJo, that's my guy. But he would always tell me, he's like, you're gonna be Jericho Johnson. You're gonna be the next Jericho Johnson, or the first Jericho Johnson. I'm like, you're right. I'm gonna be Jericho Johnson. I'm gonna be myself.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't really like look up to like after that. I don't really like look up to like players like that. I kind of just want to be different, be myself, But like looking at players wise, man, Aaron Donald is just something else. Like like I look at the best of the best. He's the best of the best. Like not just debated as one of the best linemen to ever play in the league, but like one of the best defensive players to ever play in the league. Yeah. And just watching him play is just something else. Shout out to Aaron Donald, man. I hope he like see this or something. But I'm the biggest fan. But I love Aaron Donald, and like before games, always watching his film, always just and like it's funny like with the podcasts he does and all that. I always like dive deep because like off the field, for instance, he's always talking about his diet or his training or what he's doing. And he's talking about he's always watching film consistently, like always trying to get film, and so like for me, like I'm always trying to get film. I'm always like on top of my stuff and just trying to like, copy that from him, but also be me. So yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about the game?
Favorite part of the game?
I know for me, like I most of my arguments watching the games at the house has been like, this is why they did that. Like if you watch the game with Papa's like, man, these Cowboys. He's like, why would he run the ball? I'm like, you have to understand the X's and O's of the game. Like, what do you enjoy most about studying the game?
Oh, that's a good one. I guess just seeing. I think it's very interesting to see how like every player at the next level is good in my opinion. Like because you're playing with like the best kids from college. They obviously got drafted. They obviously made it to the NFL, so they're all like really good. So I guess like watching them from college, like as them being a top prospect to them being like boo boo or something in the NFL, because it's like this is real competition. Now you going up against a veteran or someone. So like it's crazy because I was watching Von Miller, and he's still going off. He's been in the league for a minute, and he's going crazy on these rookies, on these veterans. Like, he's just going crazy. So I guess just, people like veterans and the older people just still going at it and stuff. So, it does take a lot to be the best in the league. You still got Von Millers and Aaron Donalds out there. So you got to definitely look at those guys. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
I know for me, the one guy that I did know in high school that went to the league. He was drafted in the first round. Seeing his work ethic in high school, this dude would work out every practice, after practice. He would be training in the off season. Like the only extracurricular sport he really did, I think, was like golf, and like that's really low impact, more or less. But with you being a teenager, you're about to be a senior in this, next couple months before it's gonna be the last year of high school. What keeps you focused? I know you have the same kind of drive. What keeps you focused on being that guy, continually working out, continually watching film, and not just, hanging out with your friends and just doing what everybody else is doing?
Doing hood rat stuff with my friends.
Smoking with cigarettes.
Man, I guess it's just seeing or just hearing those guys that are like, this was me back in high school, and this was me doing this and this and that, and the woulda, shoulda, couldas. Watching those guys and hearing those guys, it's like that's something I never want to be. Like just I was raw back in high school, but I'm over here in a rocking chair on my front porch, wishing I was in the NFL or something like that. But I guess just looking at those guys and also thinking about farther into the future of just being affecting like Sassoon, because a lot of people. I haven't heard a lot of or many people come like out of Sassoon like that. And I'm not saying come out of Sassoon, but I'm saying like coming back to Sassoon, like making it out and then coming back to like, change the culture or just bring back to the community. And, the Building Christian Fellowship and where I'm from, we're all about the community. We love the community. And facts. And just being one of those that's like, like, people, like, it's crazy because I actually have people look up to me, like, and I just think that's like, wow, like, you look up to me, like, I'm the same age as you, bro. Like, maybe you can look up to someone, but I don't, I don't take that for granted at all because it's like, you know, like I could really inspire somebody and really inspire people. So just knowing I have eyes on me and like kids looking up to me like, oh, I can do this too. I can make it out of Fairfield this year. I can help my family. Like, and it's not even just the kids with a mom and a mom and a dad, but it's also kids that are just living with their mom or their dad. So those kids, just knowing that they're looking up to me is really inspiring and motivating to me because it's just, you know, not only am I doing this for me, but I'm also doing it for them. So that's one thing that definitely keeps me going. So, yeah.
Yeah, I want to tap in with both of y'all because I'm sure this now like is a partnership. You know what I'm saying, between you and your community, but especially at your household, especially with your parents, right? And for your peers. For the younger folks that are looking up to you, watching this interview right now, saying like, okay, what does the inner workings of Jericho Johnson's life look like? What are the things that you have to sacrifice to be in the position that you're in right now? Even whether it be you chose the sacrifice or you're guided towards the sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? In regards to parenthood, like what are those things? What do those things look like?
So I'll say this. Jericho's freshman year was COVID. That was the pandemic. They weren't going to have a season. But by the grace of God, they decided that they were going to have a modified season in the spring of 2021. So technically, he basically played 2 seasons in 1 year. So his freshman season was in spring of 2021, and then he had his sophomore season in the fall of 2021. And so him like just getting out there and just like after coming off a shutdown, right? All the kids are out of shape. Everybody's just, you know, everybody's been indoors, basically, you know, hibernating pretty much.
Everybody
Everybody
was out of shape.
So, but he was out there and he was having fun. You know what I'm saying? He was out there having fun. Fall rolls around, he's a little bit more conditioned, and he as a sophomore got honorable mention for all league.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, so we're just gonna keep raising the bar as we go on. So fast forward to winter of 2022, earlier this year. You know, I have a whole gym in the garage, right? I got a whole gym in the garage. Up to that point, this is what we used. We used this for him to get ready. Yeah. Him lifting, him getting acclimated, JR coming over all of like 2020 and 2021 and working with the group of kids and stuff like that, all of his friends and everything, conditioning them just so they'd have something productive to do and they didn't stay indoors the whole time. And then winter 2022, I'm like, okay, I think we take this gym in the garage a little bit for granted. I'm gonna get us a couple of memberships to the gym. We're gonna go to the gym in the morning before school. We ain't got to do nothing crazy or anything, but we're gonna do this because this is what's gonna just make you better. It's gonna put you ahead of the game. Because everybody, I'm a firm believer that like if you get the hard stuff out of the way first thing in the day, your whole day, no matter, even if it's a bad day or what's considered a bad day, is gonna make your day that much better, much easier, right? And so, of course, there was resistance. He was reluctant to it. I said, look, man, give me the month of February. It's the shortest month of the year. Just give me the month of February. We're going here, and I guarantee you're gonna be stronger by the time end of February comes. And sure enough, that's what ends up happening. He went from, you know, being pretty. Number one, let's just put this out there. He didn't start lifting weights until 2021, right? He didn't start lifting weights till 2021. One of the first times that he ever bench pressed over 200 pounds. That's like man child, like just he benched like basically 2 wheels. Like one of the first times that he ever touched weights. That was kind of when I knew I was like, man, if we are intentional about this, man, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with because I've been going to gym for years and I see grown men who can't even lift 225, right? but you're barely coming into your teen. You haven't even hit puberty yet, really.
Yep.
And you're moving that weight. Bet. Let's do this. So I said, give me the whole month of February. He gives me the whole month of February. By the end of February, he's bench pressing 315.
Let me jump in real quick.
Yeah.
What were you reluctant about?
Bro, waking up in the morning is crazy, especially before school and everything else I got to deal with to go into that.
Tell him
What
about
time?
school. What, like, school just alone.
Bro, I'm in the IB program at my school, so that's just a whole nother load in itself. Schoolwork is crazy, and just I got to be on top of my stuff because you miss one thing and it's a wrap. Like you behind. So I got that to deal with, and then on top of that, we're trying to build up my team that we're going into the season with. So talking with my coaches, meet with my coaches, trying to recruit players and stuff. Like I'm trying to like build a program. So I already had like too much on my plate, and then my dad's just like, come on, like you trust me, you definitely be stronger and all that. And, it's like be stronger. I could be stronger. All right, I'll be stronger. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll give you February. And February is the only shortest. But it felt good though.
Yeah.
It felt good.
What time were y'all waking up?
Oof, like 4:30.
4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Before, so what did the day look like? The month of February, starting from waking up and going to school. Like what did it look like?
So I'd set my alarm, wake up at 4:30. We drive to the gym, get there right before it's closed when we get there. So it opens at 5.
Yeah.
So that's when we can get our machines, get everything that we need to get on, and then just get out. So we're there from like 5 to like maybe 6:10 or whatever. Get home, shower, walk the dog or something. But I'm ready for the day, ready to go to school. And I get to school, and I'm going about my day, all my classes, all that. I might be a little bit tired, but I'll wake up in the day, just happy that I got the hard part over with. And then after that, I go to study hall. Then after study hall, I go to workouts, and then go back home, eat, sleep, homework, and then we on to the next day to repeat.
That's crazy. So y'all already, before school has even started, y'all done spent how long at the gym?
So we spend like a bare minimum of at least an hour. Sometimes I'll push it a little further, and we'll stay till like, from 5 to 6:30.
Bruh, that's crazy. Even that level of sacrifice. It's a lot of people. I know it's a lot of people watching this podcast right now. It's hard for them to get to school on time.
Bro, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say one thing.
That part.
I'm gonna say one thing that definitely did stick out to me is my dad would always up while you sleep.
Wait, one more time. You said what?
I'm working while my opponents are sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that really stuck out to me because it's like, I got, for instance, so I'm not like the best in, well, maybe now I am, but like we got some dogs in the league or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they already got supplies they need. So I go to a school that doesn't really have everything like other schools will have. So
Yeah.
a lot more schools have the advantage. So like I don't have like a D-line, a consistent D-line coach or consistent O-line coach. So that I'm just doing that on my own time, learning that everything on my own time. So that's me watching film. That's me looking up different drills and stuff I can do on my own.
Okay.
So I'm really doing that for me. And then I'm going to practices and I'm instilling that into my teammates.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that.
And it's a concerted effort because I'm looking up drills to try and figure out how I can help him because I know he lacks those things. So I'm looking up drills. I haven't played a down of high school football. I played Pop Warner, but that's been eons ago. So I'm like, but at the same time, like I'm very good with concepts and stuff, and I can put 2 and 2 together. So I'm finding stuff. I'm shooting him videos and like, hey man, we're gonna try this drill. We're gonna try doing this. We're gonna do all these things, and then I have a basic knowledge of like kinesiology, right? Just because it's just something that I've studied on my own, and so I'm making sure that we're doing workouts and exercises that will translate to what he does, to help him perform better.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, but back to what I was saying, like Vacaville, Vaca Vaca got everything.
Yeah.
And maybe Rod or Vannon, but like me, I'm feeling like I got to catch up to them because it's like they got coaches, they got weight rooms, they got all this stuff. So I got to maybe catch up to them. Meanwhile, they sleep.
Yeah.
So while they sleep, I can get more work in.
Yeah.
So just having that in my head and that mentality, it's like, oh, I'm gonna be the best. Like I'm gonna make sure when we get on that field, like I'm beating you every play.
Yeah.
So that kind of like made me want it more and was like motivating for me to get up early in the morning.
One of the things that was dope about that too was like seeing how, you know, he's the youngest dude that's in the gym. Like it's just obvious. Like he's literally the youngest dude in the gym. There might have been every once in a while we'd run into like maybe a baseball player or somebody from like another school or something that was in there, but consistently he was the youngest person in the gym. And what was funny about it is like you talk about community, right? The older people that are there, like that are working out and stuff like that, seeing him come in, they notice when he went like maybe there's a day that he didn't come in because. To be honest with you, he gave me the month of February, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give him a pass. But nah, by that time he was like, nah, I want to keep going. He was still going. He bought into it, and so here it is that now it's just become a regular thing until, you know, spring training came, and it was like, okay, you know, I'm not gonna wear him out. I don't want to be worn down by the time he gets into training and stuff, and so we, you know, work out around that schedule and stuff like that. But folks would see him and they'd be like, man, they're like, dude, you play ball? And he'd be like, yeah. They're like, man, you ain't the other dudes ain't out there doing this. The other dudes your age ain't out there doing this, man. Keep doing it. And it was just the encouragement came, the validation came, the confirmation came, you know what I'm saying? And it was just awesome to see, you know, people that don't really know him. And then now when I go in there and stuff and he might not be with me or whatever, they ask me about him or they like, oh, yeah, I read about, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just a interesting process.
And I think that's what's so dope about it, like sitting back and watching, like what you said, you're working while your competition is sleep, right? And we've heard it said another way, like if you want to know the way to the top, just look at the majority of people and do the opposite of what they're doing. You know, and for you to be able to say you were at the gym at 5 a.m. and there was no one else your age that was in there, it's because of how early it was. Nobody is doing that because nobody wants to get up. But a lot of times with student athletes, you see a lot of the time, like they'll be blessed with these God-given talents and these gifts, right? But then they're out at the parties, partying it up. You know what I'm saying? Doing the drugs, getting high, getting drunk, and there's a slew and the onslaught of things that are trying to keep them from where they're trying to go. And I think it's dope. Like you had your dad who had this, you feel me, this heart for weights in the gym who was like, give me this. And you was blessed with that. But then you're also blessed with the community of the church, right? And you have faith that kind of already filtered out those things that could have made its way to you. It's like, you was already turned away. You already wasn't doing what everybody was doing. Can you speak to your faith? You know what I mean? And just how that's helped you be able to just stay focused in this season.
Definitely. I think it's like, it's so cool to have the community that I have today. Because it was like you said, it was already there. My back was already turned to what everybody else and stuff, you know, was doing. Because while kids are out there partying and all that, I'm here at church, I'm serving, I'm on broadcast, or I'm helping the community. I'm doing the toy drives while kids are up running around doing whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that part is also more encouraging and motivating because it's like, it's making me different than you. Like I'm building up like my character. I'm building up things that you're not building up. And I think that definitely was giving me advantage. But I do thank God for all the stuff he's definitely given me. And I definitely do think it's a blessing to be where I'm at today and to have a dad that will wake me up in the morning to go work out, to get us memberships, to put a whole gym in our garage, and for JR to come over out of his time and while having 2 kids and while Erica is pregnant and him coming over. Colin, I can answer this?
Go ahead.
Not on the call, but go ahead.
But just not
We'll edit it. Go ahead.
All right.
answer.